Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with another Mixed Media 101 project. I have been playing around with tea bag paper and trying to figure out how to do a transfer. My transfers are not working, and I've tried every tutorial that I've seen on YouTube and I can't get it to work right. So I don't know if it's my inkjet printer that's causing the problem. I'm not going to give up, but I did want to come to you with a little bit of a different approach. So this is my second day off from work, and it is 11 o'clock in the morning, and I am still in my pajamas and I am loving it. Practicing pajama wearing on this very rainy, cold November 1st. So at the time of this recording, it is November the 1st. So what we're going to do today, instead of doing a transfer, is we're going to try 3 different techniques for using tea bag paper. Now, I am a light tea drinker these days, so I don't really accumulate very many tea bags at this point. Probably will as we enter the colder months, but I don't have any on hand. So some time ago, I had purchased some tea bag paper, which is really great because you can get it in this it comes on kind of on a not a roll, but like a flip-flop. It's rolled, but it's rolled flat, and it's really affordable, really great product. And so I tried doing a few different things with them. Let me show you the paper first, and then we'll talk about the other ideas here. So this is the tea bag paper. I actually coffee dyed it, so it's very, very grungy and yellowish in nature, which I love. And so this one is the paper that I used for my samples, this sample and this sample. Now, I'm not feeling this for the Romance in Paris journal. I really don't think I want to go that grungy with it, but I thought I'd show you what it would look like if we did. So for the Romance in Paris piece that I have over here, we're going to use either this lightly stained paper, or we're going to use some of the tea bag paper that has not been altered at all. So that's what those look like. This sample, I covered this with the plain tea bag paper, and then I put the coffee on top, and I really love this look, and I'm leaning towards this for the Romance in Paris journal, because you can see all the wrinkles and the coffee catching. You can also see kind of the coffee drip effect here. So that's what we're going to do, I think, for that lighter look that we want. So this is what the paper looks like. I actually just brushed on the coffee on this piece of paper, and then I folded it like this so that we'd have some lines that looked a little bit more natural. I'm not sure why the line on this side did not take, but it's okay. We are going to work with it nonetheless. So I thought we would use this paper for that image, and probably we'll do the plain white paper, which I'll show you in a second, for this one. So let me just separate this out so I don't get confused. So this is the tea bag paper without it being altered in any way. So this side is a rougher side, and this side is a smoother side. It almost reminds me kind of like not tissue paper, but like not parchment. I can't think of what it's called. I print on it all the time. If it comes to me, I'll share it with you, but it's really, really cool. And I actually ordered another roll because I used all of it in my experimenting. So it's not very expensive though, so I'm really, really happy with that. So these images are for the boho journal, and we're going to make some, they're either going to be a journal card or a tuck. And we are going to use the full-on coffee dyed style paper over there. So I'm just going to shift some things here and get ready to bring my mat over, because we are going to need to have something down to protect my desk. So here we go. It's a little bit messy-ish. So let's go ahead and do these ones first, okay? So I'm going to bring over my tissue paper, my tea stained paper, tea coffee dyed paper over here, and we're going to go ahead and do that first. So I am going to go ahead and put some matte medium on my mat here. This is Liquitex. Oh, that's glazing medium. I don't want glazing medium. Yikesies. I almost made a big mistake. Yikes. That would not be good. We want matte medium. This is actually satin, which I'm not sure why I have satin. Maybe I bought the wrong thing. It'll be okay. Usually I buy matte medium. That's matte. So I'm going to, let's turn the, nope. Just trying to keep everything in camera here. So I'm just going to put a good amount on the plate here, or on the mat, and I'm going to go ahead and use this side first. Oh, I have another project coming up where I'm going to be working with a jelly plate when my new pack of this comes, and we're going to make some not tea stained, oh my goodness, some tea bag paper, jelly plate snippet strips. So they're not going to be they're not going to be decorated or anything, but they're going to be fun mixed mediatized strips of paper that we'll actually try to roll if I can figure out something I can roll them on. So I just want to make sure I have plenty to lay my image down. I'd love to hear if you guys have tried the transfer. I tried the technique where you put some clear gesso and then you let that dry, and then you put some matte medium, and then you turn your image over so the image is face down, and then you let it dry and you pull it up. It did pull up, but it was just not what I expected. And I'm going to keep playing, but for now I'm letting that go because it was a little disappointing. Okay, so we do want to have plenty, so I'm going to just put another layer there, and let's go ahead and use this one. So we're going to put the girls down here, and I don't mind those wrinkles, and then we're going to do the same. We're going to put another layer on the top. Just that's going to help it all kind of seal in to the tea bag paper. You could do this with any image you want. You could also color your tea bag paper with some color that's coordinating with your journal and the style that you are trying to emulate. So there is that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get more matte medium out here, and I'm going to do the same over here on this side for the little beautiful sunflower image girl here. What I really love about this tea bag paper is it's fragile. You know, you saw me tear that off pretty easily, but it's not fragile like a tissue paper. So it's a little bit more durable than what I would have expected. So I'm going to put that image down and do the same. Just trying to get it around the edges of the paper here as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to set this aside. I need to figure out where I'm going to put it, which means I'm going to probably have to get up and get another mat to lay down somewhere so that I can transfer this. While this dries, we'll go on to the next technique. So give me a sec. Okay, easy as pie. Let's flip this over so you can see though what it looks like already. So boom. Oh, that's going to be so pretty. Okay, let's set that over there. Okay, and let's see what we want to do now. So this one, I think I want to use just this tea stain paper that I made, just with a light coating of the coffee. This is yesterday's coffee from my husband's drip dealio. So I want this to capture some of these lines. So I think I'm just going to go for this area over here. So same process, really. We're going to put some matte medium on the paper. You know, be generous with it. I understand that Mod Podge will work as well based on what I watched on videos, but I don't like Mod Podge, so I don't even have any in my house. So, but you could certainly do that as well if budget is an issue in terms of buying your art supplies. So I'm just going to set that on there. Okay. Put some matte medium on the top. Okay. And I'm going to try to take off this excess because I really don't want to take up space, drying space over there. So I'm just going to kind of cut around that. It's stuck into the table where I had other matte medium. So it's okay. All right, so that's over there drying. We can set this aside. And now what we want to do is we're going to take this paper. I'm going to wipe this really quick because I don't necessarily want that to be sticking when I put it down. So give me a second here. I'm going to grab a paper towel to dry that as well. Oh! Oh, my water just about tipped all over my table, which would not have been a happy moment. Oh my goodness. I caught it though. I don't think it has much in it. I think it might be empty actually. Whew, good deal. Okay, so let's get this paper over here too. So I'm going to put it like this. It's going to be tricky because I'll turn it if I need to. So this one, we're going to crumple it up, okay? Crumple it up a few times so that you get lots of interesting wrinkles. You could also do this with tissue paper. You don't have to do it with tea bag paper or tea bags. You could do it with tissue paper as well. You're probably going to have a little bit more trouble because, again, tissue paper is not quite as durable as this tea bag paper. So there we go. And you don't want to flatten it out very much. Okay, we want those wrinkles. The more the better. So now we're going to go ahead and get more matte medium. And let's go ahead and put one down here. Again, be generous, okay? Don't be stingy with your matte medium. You really want to give that image a chance to adhere, and look at all those gorgeous wrinkles. And then when they're dry, we'll be able to come over it with some ink or maybe even some gold, iridescent gold fine paint and highlight those wrinkles. Look at that. Love it. Okay. It's probably a bigger space than I needed, but it's okay. So there's that. So let's go ahead and, what did I do with the other image? I had two of these here just a second ago. Did it fall? Interesting. Where did you go? I had two. Oh, we put one over there, didn't we? Yes, we did. So we're only doing one with this technique. I might pull another. I might pull a scrap out just so I can show you one more. Silly me. So, how are you guys doing? Again, I am enjoying being home for 5 days. I do have some appointments on Monday, which is why I took the day off. But aside from that, I have 5 days without work, which is glorious. Very glorious. And I'm staying close to home. I thought about driving to the coast, but I'm not up for it. So I'm going to look in my drawer and see if I can find just a piece of scrap or in my basket and do one up here so we can see a different image with that technique. So this is my gargantuan scrap basket. It's absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. Hey, let's do a book page. Why not? Let's just do a book page. Let's keep it simple. Hopefully I have enough room for this. I'm going to even out this edge before we start. This might be fun. Sometimes things end up in my scrap basket that are not actual scraps, that just don't, you know, maybe I pulled them to use and I didn't use them, and instead of putting them back, I just throw them in there and they eventually get used for some beautiful purpose. My video that went up today, which was the first episode in a new how to mix mediatize your journal pages video, the links aren't working, and I tried to relink them, and I can pull them up in Amazon when I search for them, but when I link them, it says it's not found. So I don't know what's going on. I will continue to work on that. But as I said in the video, or on I updated the blog and YouTube. And you can look at in the description of the link, and maybe you'll be able to find it yourself. I'm so sorry for that. I don't know what's happening with that, but I was having some creepy problems with my computer yesterday on Halloween. So I don't know if my computer was but today's a new day and it's not Halloween, and I still couldn't get them to work. So I have no idea what's going on. So you can see by just how this is, and I'm not being very soft. I mean, I am brushing pretty aggressively, which is actually moving some of those wrinkles, and it's not tearing, which I love. I'd love to figure out how to print on it. I don't think it would be very hard. You'd have to tape it down. I want to get those bubbles out though. Okay. As much as I can anyway. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this down as well. Boom, this will be fun, different, and more matte medium on the top. It's very, very fragile paper, so it's not going to probably require a whole lot on the top. There we go. So I'm going to take a pause here, and I'm going to wait for everything to dry, and then we'll come back and we'll go on to the next step. Okay, these are dry enough to show you and continue. So these are the two this is one that we did with the already really saturated coffee dyed, coffee stained tea bag paper. Now, I actually like that. I don't know if I just didn't get enough matte medium there, but I like kind of that glow there. So you get a really interesting effect. We'll go over this with some vintage photo archival ink as well, and I'll show you how you can highlight that. They're a little damp yet, but they're again dry enough to work on. Same with this one here, and I'm hoping that our ink will just catch on all of that texture that I see happening there. And then these are the two we're going to actually coffee dye on camera, and this one is absolutely amazing. This is the one on the tea stain paint, the tea dyed tea bag paper that I just brushed with coffee yesterday, and then I folded it up, and that's how I got these lines, which is what you would expect to see in actual tea bags. So I love it. I think we will probably do a little bit of ink on that just to see what it does, but I want to start with the coffee dyeing these other pieces because we are they're going to take a while to dry, and I want to be able to show you how they end up being. So they are a little wet, so we might get a little bit more adhesion of our coffee, given that they're not wet, but my hands aren't sticking, but they are a little bit tacky. So again, this is coffee from yesterday. I'm going to put on here. I'm just going to brush that on. I'll get those little fibers or whatever there is coming through there. We'll get those off in a second, but we're going to really, really saturate this. I'm digging to the bottom of the cup there to see if I can get some darker passages of the coffee. Like so. I'll probably dry this right on camera just so you guys can see. I don't have to move them, so I can always cut out the dry time for your benefit. Okay, so there we go. There's the first one. I really want that coffee to stay in certain places. So I'm just really saturating that. The other thing, the cool thing about matte medium is it acts as a sealer too. So that matte medium is sealing that really delicate paper, which is a benefit in this. Oh, we don't want to do that one. Ah, I almost did that one. That's the one we want to leave alone. We want this one, which has tons of wrinkles. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So beautiful. I am going to try doing a whole journal page in maybe my Mixed Media Ties Your Journal Pages series, where we do a whole tea bag journal page where we cover the entire journal page with some tea paper and see what we can do with that. So again, just trying to get plenty of that deeper, richer stuff at the bottom of my cup. So let me dry this really quick and I will be right back. Okay, so this is taking a long time to dry, so I'm going to hold it up so you can see what we have here. I'm going to set this aside and bring the other sheet back over and work on it and give this a little bit more time. So I'm going to do a little shift here. I love these mats. They are the Ranger craft mats, and I know other people have used the ones. You can get them on Amazon and stuff. They're like for the oven, but they liquid will go through them, so they're kind of pointless in my opinion. But there we go. So let's do a little bit of inking. So I'm feeling like we're going to do a little bit of both. We're going to do inking and we're going to do some gold, I think. So I'm just going to get I've got my makeup sponge. This is what I like to use to do this effect. We're not going to probably see a lot on this paper because it's so dark already, but I thought we would give it a try. Oh, so pretty. The gold will show up on this, so we will probably do that if I can figure out how to do that. So that's that. So let's do it on this. This one I'm excited about. We are going to put some gold on this one as well. So we're just going to go lightly over with this makeup sponge and try to capture some of those wrinkles created by the tea bag paper. Not really getting a lot. There's not a lot of... Oh, that's because we didn't wrinkle this one. This one is just going to be what it is because we didn't wrinkle it. So it's completely flat. So can you see that? I can't hold it up really close because the autofocus is off, but I love that. I think that's going to work great. And then let's get that the gold, iridescent gold fine out. This is one of my all-time favorite paints from Golden Fluid Acrylics, and it works great to create it creates a little gold accent on top of any texture that you use. So I get a little bit on my finger and then I tap it off because I don't want a ton of it. And then we're just going to go around the whole thing. Oh. Look at that. I'll show you a close up here. You don't want to overdo it, so I'm going to be kind of sparing on this. I tend to overdo most things. I don't really want to get it on their faces necessarily, but I'm sticking to that. Oh, be careful because it is not completely dry. I'm just going to release my finger there and try to not touch it again. This is gorgeous right here. This is what I'm talking about, because what we're seeing, I think, is the texture of the tea bag paper. Look at that. Hope you guys can see that. There will be close-up photos at the end of the video if you want to check those out. Let's do the same on this one. It doesn't feel like we have as many wrinkles in this one, but that's okay. Everything's going to be different. You don't want everything to be the same. It's fun to see what different techniques you get. We got a lot of wrinkles right there, so I'm really going to accentuate where I see them heavy. And then while we're at it, I think I'm just going to go around this with the gold as well. But look at that. Oh, I love it. Okay. So let's go ahead and do some kind of gilding around the edges. This is probably going to be like a corner tuck, I'm thinking. I got to get working on the journals though. I've been so busy with ephemera that I haven't constructed the At the Beach journal, and I need to get that done. I might hold that and just work on it at my leisure. I'm not super concerned about getting it done. It still has a project basket, so it's not being moved into an archive of some place in my studio, so it's just not the priority. Plus I want to get started on my Christmas journal, so yeah, there we go. Oh, look at that. Sweet. Let's set that down. And we're going to go ahead and get this one as well. And this will probably be a pocket. I don't remember how wide this was. I think I tried to get one that wasn't too wide. Yeah, it's 5 1/4, so it'll fit in one of my journals. I think I did that on purpose, if I recall correctly. So this will be a great pocket. So we're not going to decorate anything because I don't know exactly how I'm going to use them or on what page I'm going to use them, and that usually will drive my my decorating. So I hope you guys don't mind if I don't do that. There we go. Oh, another beauty. Okay, so let me wipe up this. Let me just get some of this tea bag paper so we don't lose this, waste this this paint. I'm just gonna sop it up and see if we can use it for something. Yeah, that'll be cool. It can go under a quote or something. Yeah, there we go. No fuss, no muss. Let me move that out of the way. I'm going to bring the other papers over. I'm going to finish drying them, and I'll be back when we're really ready to work on the other two. Okay, these took a long time to dry. They're not completely dry, but they're dry enough to move on, probably because of all the water that all the coffee I put on them. So, so on this one, we're just going to finish up with putting some vintage photo archival ink again with the makeup brush. And I'm going to start with the Paris one over here, just so I can show you the delicious look you get with this. This is very, very old. It almost looks like an old photo, which I think is really appealing. And it's got a tinge of grunge for that journal, but not an overwhelming amount of grunge. So that is amazing. Let's see if I can pull this up. There we go. So that's what that one looks like. So again, this is the tea bag paper that we put on white. We glued it on with a matte medium. We waited and waited for it to dry. And then we doused it with coffee mixture, and I love it. I love it. So that is exactly what I was looking for there. So let's do this. I'm really surprised that I actually lost a lot of the brown, the original brown of this paper. It's really an interesting phenomenon. So, but look at that. Oh, so cool. I'm pressing a little bit harder because I'm trying to really set this into the paper as well, because I don't really have an image that I'm trying to preserve by not doing that. And I think I want to put some gold on this one just to show you what that would look like. Kind of really spruce up a journal page, I mean a book page. Oh, love it. Let's get a little bit more of that gold out. And again, just dab it off of your finger a little bit. You don't want a heavy amount, and just kind of go over that texture. Oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. Oh, wow. I don't use book pages very much, you guys. I don't know why. I don't know why I don't, but I don't. I have tons of books. I should be. Should be. This is delicious. Absolutely delicious. Unfortunately, I'm going to need to get dressed soon because I need to record Beloved Beauty Monthly, and I'm not recording it in my pajamas or my messy hair or my messy face. So you can see where I'm not getting really any effect of that gold over here because there's no wrinkles to get that to kind of highlight. So it's kind of a cool thing. Okay. So that is our book page one. Isn't that absolutely wonderful? I know the light coming in is really making this pale out, but again, you can see the close-up photos and see what that really looks like. So thank you guys so much for stopping by, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.